to the official lodge indicates that several valuables, including electronics and fittings, have been carted away, rendering the lodge uninhabitable. But his predecessor, Adegboyega Alabi, replied, saying that nothing has been looted in the said apartment. OSBC News visit to the said apartment revealed that the front building, which houses 5 bedrooms, a kitchen, toilet and living room, were in questionable position, as the only mattress met at the deputy governor's bedroom could not fit into the bed frame. Although bed frames were seen in some rooms, but no mattresses on them. The kitchen was another place the news crew visited. One would be marveled with the situation met on ground, as either plate or kitchen equipment expected in such apartment were seen, except for an old model freezer and refrigerator. The wind that welcomed the team of OSBC crew to the second apartment in the deputy governor's lodge did not only catch the attention of all, but that of the security as well. It was discovered that lightings and electronic fittings are no longer in the rooms. No furniture, as they were all found empty. Straight to the car park, no vehicle was there as well. Speaking in an interview shortly after the assessment tour, the governor's spokesperson, Malam Rashid Olawale, condemned a situation whereby government property will be looted for any purpose.
We are able to confirm that truly the lodge was looted and pillaged. I'm happy now have the media crew actually going there. It is unfortunate what has happened. Losing an election should not be the end of the world. And going about to loot government properties is unbecoming of whoever should be a patriot. So our comment is that luckily we have a panel that is working, the asset recovery panel, based on the executive order issued by His Excellency. Anybody that has gone away with government property will surely account for it.
He noted that investigative panel have been set up, and anybody found culpable of having government property in its custody unofficially will be made to face the wrath of the law. For OSBC News, this is Saeed Adevoje reporting.
Those are supposed to be rich people, Abi, because that's how you see your politicians. He can buy your entire family, Mayegun. No, he can't. Nobody should be able to buy your family. No politician has money or anything. They don't have the pedigree. They don't even have any sort of morality in place to say they can afford to buy your family. Only slaves. Are you listening? Only slaves will look at politicians and say, my friend, you better watch your mouth. That they will buy your family. No. Except if you have become an humbled slave. And I don't think that's something complimentary. Your politicians are thieves. You don't get it. Whether young or old. If you are on social media trying to defend them or find anything to define them, it's because it's either you are naive or you are just stupid or you are just a liar. Somebody who has somehow lost his soul. You can never be closer to them and say what Mayegun is saying is not true. Your politicians are thieves. I have seen them up close. I have seen the local government chairman up close. I have seen state lawmakers up close. I have seen the state governor up close, very close. And they're a bunch of thieves. But you will never believe that these guys who get to what they do every day is about sharing money, what is coming up. Oh, you want to go to one ceremony? Oh, you go and arrange money. Deputy governor want to go to ceremony for women empowerment. Oh, the memo. Oh, yeah, they have to give the deputy governor 10 million naira to go and attend to the women empowerment. Oh, they have to approve 50 million because deputy governor want to share. Oh, governor's wife want to go and see pregnant women. Oh, a memo. What's the memo? 30 million naira. Oh, yeah. Is that not what you do? So I've seen them up close, but you would never, ever, ever believe politicians that you believe are living in luxury. Especially all of you, when they say government house, governor's house, deputy governor's house, you expect some luxury. Because you know how much they are budgeting now for furniture, for TV. Àwọn wèrè, àwọn mojo rolari, bunch of never do well. So I don't see your politicians as real people that deserve any respect. In my world, though, sincerely speaking, not because I don't feel respect to anybody where I just won't give my respect to, but you don't give these rogues. You will never believe that they will now have to remove sockets, remove a lamp holder, remove kilo leto yen. And it's not the first time. That's what they do everywhere. We saw it in Edo. Yes, we saw it in Edo. We saw it, I've seen it almost everywhere. We have seen it in Nemo. Sure, you remember when Hedioa came in. And that's exactly vandalized everything, took everything. And you're just like, this is a bunch of rogues, garbed in gold loins and clothes and all of that, driven in a golden Rolls Royce. These are a bunch of thieves. And they're everywhere. Just to put credence. Yeah, to give credit to what I have told you about the rogues among us. Even though, unfortunately, when they are completely out of favor, out of their system, some of them will begin to identify with the Yorubas. They will begin to remember that Yorubas have not been treated well. In fact, life should have been like this for the, if the Yorubas should be like, then they will now turn to elder statesmen. But when they have the chance, they've done their best to ensure that we have our own fair share in the poverty or multi-dimensional poverty of Nigeria. Do you understand? So I thought I should share that with you. People where they steal generator, government house generator, they will steal government car, they will steal you know what I mean? Like kilo lito yen. Anyway, Adedansa came in and said that Tifnumbu's cousin, Oletola, left him a debt of 76 billion naira. Oletola said he left the balance of 14 billion naira in their banks. In the process, with the video we just seen, I don't think I'm going to believe either of them, because at the end of the day, now the Oshun people, now una go lose. Don't take it too personal, because it's true. You see that deputy governor house that they said they have looted, now go buy another ones. You go buy another one. And typically, when their own time is also like coming, right? They will do the same thing. So you're going to bear the cost from now on, as I believe, because all it takes is just going to be for these rogues to become friends again. What about the debts? I don't know what Adedansa has promised you, but I can tell you this free of charge. You can just brace up for what the entire Nigeria is cooking now, which Oshun will have his own share, and just like everywhere else too, as they are looting, depleting. I mean, rogues with all the millions. Look at what they said. They said that after budgeting over 3 billion for us all rocket kitchen, no fix, no pot. As old rocket kitchen, every year they budget 4 billion, 3.5 billion, 5 billion to buy kitchen utensils for Aso Rock Clinic. But they say, if you go there, say you want cook indomie, you can't, because there's no gas. Same thing with their clinic, Old Rock Clinic, where Bokwari that is suffering from a God knows serious medical ailment, right? They are budgeting over 7 billion, 6 billion for the Old Rock Clinic. Aisha came there and said there's no paracetamol. That's why she relocated to Dubai. She no one die young like Agbalumo. Meanwhile, the rest of you can continue to die young like Agbalumo. So that's the system. So if they ask you to go and do it, what you are doing is when you go and vote in during their election, as you have, some of you would do, right? What you are doing is you are validating the system. Whatever you get from it, you have to live with it. You can't turn around and say, oh, we no go agree, we no go agree. The system says they should shoot you and kill you. Do you now see it? Maybe that is the complexity you are talking about. But if you understand this whole thing, you realize that you probably will save your fight for Nigeria later and fight the number one stumbling block in your different region. If you get rid of them, if we get rid of them, if we incapacitated them, if you run them out of town, however you want to do it, politically or the rest, I don't know. I actually know. But it just doesn't mean that that's the only way. But however, if you don't get rid of them, it is just going to be a tide against us. And that's why I won't stop preaching, to make you understand that it's not complex. So there is a collective cooperation to keep us like this, to keep us frustrated, poor, and most of the time to get the best of us out of Nigeria, so that since you are going to find your way out, leave those who are already going to be trapped there. We will deal with them, we'll bully them, we'll subdue them. And it seems that it is working. That's one thing that some of you feel like is juju, APC juju. There's no juju there. All you have to do is this, like what they said Stalin did back then in the old USSR. Stalin, a dictator, you know what he did? They said he showed the people how Stockholm syndrome works, something like how the oppressed gets used to the oppressors, and they begin to pray for their oppressors. They begin to worship their oppressors. And whenever the oppressors actually touches them, oppresses them, they don't look at it as an oppression. They look at it as violation on their part. They must have done something wrong. We must have done something wrong that made the government to do that to us. Why are you all protesting, sef? When government said we shouldn't? If they kill you now you cause them, because government said we shouldn't. Do you understand that now? You get used. You know what Stalin did, right? I believe it's Stalin. I think it's Stalin. You know what he did? He grabbed a chicken, right? A very active chicken, right? And in front of thousands of people, right? He started plucking the feathers. And as he's plucking and pulling the feather, the chicken was in pain. Started pulling and pulling and pulling until he pulled the last one on that chicken. Now, the chicken is now bare naked. There is no feather on the chicken. In pain, some of the part of the chicken bleeding. When he dropped the chicken in agony, the chicken stuttered away, like it just moved away, like expectedly, like you have to run away from the person who don't treat you that way, Abby. Then he grabbed the corn, maize. Stalin started started throwing the maize down. Guess what? The chicken started picking up the maize and started walking towards him. The man that just brutalized it just there, he started walking towards it. And when he got straight to the feet of this dictator, with so much grains there for the chicken to pick, and explained to the people, he said, this is it. When you have suffered so much under oppression that you have become, many of us are born into the oppression. Oppression, left, right, and center. Yeah? We are born into them, and we have come to learn how to defend the oppression. There's nothing wrong in defending oppression, especially if you are doing the right thing. Let me tell you something. Some of us some of us have problems. Let us say it. Most of us have problems. Sometimes we needed to be treated like that. You needed to be beaten and beaten like that. Some of us needed to kill ourselves. Do you understand what I mean? Stockholm syndrome. Oh, thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Why are you thanking Jesus? They just brought lights. Okay. What do you mean they just brought lights? Our transformer blew 8 months ago. We bought another one, blew. Then one politician our politician Honorable so and so just brought us 1,500 kVA powerful, and they just activate it now. Say, oh, okay. Thank you, Jesus, then. Thank you, Jesus. Honorable just gave us transformer that is not going to blow. Stockholm syndrome. No, it can't Stockholm syndrome. That's not, it's being generous. Of course, I agree with you. They are just being generous to you by giving you light. Do you know how many school buses the governor bought for schools in this state? We should all be saying the truth, eh? We should all be thanking them. He can decide to steal the money. There's nothing anybody can do to him. That's true. He could steal the money and you're not going to do anything. Let's be grateful that the anti-graft agency that saw him transferring the money abroad caught him, and they were about to arrest him and the people working for him, and he just decided to turn it into bringing buses back to you, commercial buses, and thank God. What if he transferred the money and he used the money to buy a house abroad? Okay, what if? Stockholm syndrome. You can be educated. In fact, you may not even be poor. We are all products of a bullish, corrupt system that systematically shaped us to always somehow make all the abnormalities look normal. It's a system. We excuse it, don't we? We do. And that exactly is where they begin to tell you that it's not complicated, though. And you ask yourselves, where do you belong? Because the moment you realize the realizable, right? In a system that makes us this way, incapacitates you, my brothers and sisters, you cannot ignore the actors that actually made this permanent and usual, like normal. So Nigeria bullied all of us. Now some of us just stay stubborn. Do you know the name they gave to us? Rebels. You are becoming a rebel, Mayegun. I know. Mayegun, you see, in Yoruba land, Mayegun, but we all need to know that our elders are. I do know that. Some of you are speaking from the PTSD you got from the bullish system that they born us into. We were born into it. So there's nothing wrong, okay, in you feeling a bit confused when you try to defend what is not right. You are born into it. You are conditioned to be like that. It doesn't matter whether you are educated or not. It doesn't matter whether you are poor or rich, whether you are in Nigeria or outside Nigeria. We're born into this. As Yoruba people too, you must remember that in Yoruba land, Bang, Oshe, I heard you. Don't worry. But shall listen. In Yoruba land, they say, in everything you do, your name is more valuable than gold and silver. I belong to that generation. I know some of you know Kia. I understand, because you are a product of that Nigeria who has now normalized abnormalities. I'm still from that old generation. I'm not that, old or young. So which means in everything you do, you must be very, very careful where your name is being mentioned. Oleni is something that Yorubas who value names will fight you if they are not thieves. Doesn't matter how rich you are. It doesn't matter what you possess. In Yoruba land, they said if somebody is dressed in a gold loin, shining and expensive, classy and super, looking mint and brand new. Listen to me. If the person a thief, to us in Yoruba land, at least from the generation I come from, it no matter that person a thief. Even if Nagari you they drink, you are better than that person because everything he owns, or you see him on display, we believe he's stolen. And in Yoruba land, we believe that thieves also grow old. We believe in Yoruba land that criminals also grow old. Just as some of you believe in your culture that foolish people also grow old. Do you stop calling criminals criminals because they have grown old when they have not stopped their crime? Criminal way? Sorry, it's a question. No. Do you change a foolish person from being foolish, even if they are still being foolish, simply because they are old? I don't think so. Do you understand? So we, the people, must know when a system is rigged against us. Okay? And if you are called a rebel for thinking outside that box, listen, you know be only you. I discovered that when I started political, I was just going to be expressing myself about the rot. And I'll tell you this again. I wasn't motivated to do my Egun's diary political by anything. I was enraged. I was angered to just want to express myself publicly. The moment I came to the UK, and I kind of had the chance of moving around a lot back then, and somehow everywhere everywhere I went, and I just see how small or big, coordinated, arranged, orderly, and the rest of them. I'm talking about not even just the people, just the infrastructures that served the people. Everywhere I went, I was angry. Because when I left Nigeria, I didn't leave Nigeria from one hotel in Lagos or Ibadan or Abuja. I didn't leave Nigeria or leave Yoruba land from one special porch house where they are, pampering me and all of that. No. Now, Okada I carry from Odogbolu to the garage. Enter Korokwe from there to Shagamu. From Shagamu, enter another one to Ogijo to Korodu. From Korodu to somewhere in allowance where they go buy me 2 or 3 bottle of a star. They say I go need them on top of the plane. So I saw the rots firsthand on my way out. So it stayed here. So it wasn't luxury. It wasn't sort of a luxury for me living. I saw through it. I went through the whole thing. And it was like even on my last day of living. So that was the picture. So looking around and seeing things look like this is not magic. These are not done by magicians. These are done by people who knows that whatever they do is going to serve them, serve those who also use them, and serve the generations that are going to come after them. How could they not do this for us? I was so angry. And I started fuming on social media. Some will say, you don't need to curse. You don't need to abuse. So you can say, I say, you better let me abuse, because that's the way I can express myself. For those who know my Egun very well, then, in my kitchen, yes, I was angry. And I got me more interested because before I left, I was so into them and I know all of their actions. I just got more angrier. Then when I saw young people putting up lies, defending these criminals, I became angrier and angrier. So people who knew my Egun then would tell you, that guy, the way he be saying all the time in the day angry. That guy, every day, anger. Everything angry. I thought I was alone. But look around you today. A lot of people will tell you, I have been following you, Mayegun, for the past 8 years. Ask them what that Mayegun was then. It was the anger. So let them call you a rebel. You want Yoruba nation, believe it, hold it. Do not be persuaded from it. Do not say, because somebody did something or somebody is doing something, that has changed your mind. Where are you going to go back to? Where are you going to go back to? To Nigeria and begin to hope again? Isn't that a waste of time and waste of life? Something you believe that you are now above? Even if you are still trapped, if we are still trapped in this Nigeria, which we are, it's not going to be for long. I personally believe that it's not going to be for long. There are things that are going to give way over time. The people who force Nigeria together are already living. Are you with me? And those who are going to succeed them have already helped, put Nigeria on the path of break up. So don't give an excuse and say because somebody is not doing it right. Oh, because there is wahala. Oh, because I believe this one and that one is. Come on, man. Except if your knowledge and understanding of getting an independence or living in an independent country of yours, where your language is your own official language, where your currency represents your value and ethic and morality and everything that is you. If you have managed to overcome that confused state of mind of so many Nigerians, even if things have not really been what you want it to be, you don't want to go back to that, do you? I don't think it is. You don't want to go back to that. I don't want to go back to that. I can't see the light. Even if the majority are yet not on that path, let them call you a rebel. Let them call you somebody that is thinking outside the box. Let your friends and your friends and family, let them say, why is it always you? Because sooner or later, they're going to join you. If you get discouraged because somebody is doing something or some people are doing, no, come on. You shouldn't want your own country because somebody wants you to ask for it or because somebody else wants it. I want a Yoruba nation because I understand what a working country looks like and to whose advantage is a working system. And if the people are allowed to actually make that choice, you don't understand that power, do you? Because Nigeria never gave you that. Nigeria never gave us that chance, that power, okay, to decide how we want to be or live or how we want to be led or ruled. But ruiners of Nigeria have never given us that. So the imagination of that, the expectation of that, and the understanding of that will never make me want to pick up again and say, okay, because some of these people are not serious, I am now pro-Nigerian. Come on. It's a waste of time, waste of life, waste of existence. If you are not going to be part of the generation that's going to make it happen, do not be part of the generation that is going to make it not to happen. By your own pessimism, Nigeria has suffered us nothing concrete. And the reason is because those who are supposed to speak for us don't give a damn about us. You need to know that. You need to understand that. You also need to accept that. Now, when you accept that this is what the situation is, I promise you, you are never going to be comfortable with it. And when you are not comfortable with it, you can pick up that card where they'll call you a rebel. Why are you being rebellious? Why don't you respect elders? Don't let anybody bully you, blackmail you with some of these free talks, empty talks that kind of hold a lot of people down. I don't want people to say I don't have respect for that. The elders don't have respect for you. They don't. Have you not noticed? It doesn't matter where they come from. Does Bokwari have respect for you as a northerner? Do you think he does? Does it think it does? I don't think so. People who respect you will never treat you that way. They will treat you this way. Look at your economy. The young people, they won't keep quiet in the face of all of this. Now, these are the symptoms, or let me say, are the signs that you probably didn't choose this. We didn't choose this. Not probably. You did not choose this. We didn't choose this. So if you want to understand what it feels like, some of us have been imagining it. And we want to preach it. We want to tell it to those who are in the dark, confused. Nigeria is not complex. The criminals are trying to make you confused. Some of you are willingly want to be confused. But guess what? If you see the light, even if it's the only you, do not confuse yourself. When you stand up for Yoruba nation, you are doing it for yourself, for your family, for your children, for your loved ones, and most importantly, for the land where you are born. The one that technically is no longer yours, by the way. I don't know if you know that. Technically, the lands in Nigeria is not yours. Even though they have been trying so many means, so many ways on how to make it theirs, using that same Nigeria. But trust me, technically it's not yours. Some of you don't know that, do you? And that is why, if you know how powerful that is as a people, as a person, don't go back into that darkness of confusion. Okay? Because the more and more you understand why it is inevitable, it is important, the better for all of us. And in fact, the good for the generality of all of us, because the people who are also in the dark, they could see the light through you. I have seen it. And I'm not going to let anybody or charlatans or anyone from anywhere make it look like it's a mirage. I'm not going to let what Nigeria represents, that we all know represent the confusion, divide and rule in the midst of poverty, the midst of chaos, insecurity, joblessness, and so much more. That is what Nigeria represents. That is the confusion. That is something that will make you ask, when is it going to come now? Save us from this. Are you sure that after you are saved, because look at it that way, look at it this way, you are saved by the information you know, Nigerian politics, the characters in it, the policies, the religious politics, and the game behind it. You know all of this. And you realize that standing up for Biafra or Yoruba nation will save and spare you this type of confusion in a way. And you've seen that. But you also know that your slave masters, who have derived so much joy, and so much reward from keeping us oppressed, suppressed to this day, those who have enjoyed and then, they're not going to let you go just like that without a fight. So if you as one person is a light, all you have to be or do for us when you believe that much is to touch another candle, light another one, and light another one, and light another one with the real and truthful information, the one that has worked for you. But if you're confused because of all that is going on, I'm going to say, don't, in a way, blame your going back on that. I'm going to say, you should, as an individual, after all you know, after what you have come to realize, think about why you left all those and chose a path of referendum, independence, autonomy, whatever name you want to give to it. You left that horrible living out of your reality, so I would say you should question why you actually decided to drop Nigeria in the first place before you go back. And I can bet this. If you joined the crusade for Yoruba nation or Biafra, because of an individual, I'm going to ask you to review that again. Because in my own world, individual or individuals, they could detour or betray. Does that then mean the end of your reason why you want to be free from this whole confusion? So when you want to excuse of going back to Nigeria for any reason, just remember all I have said so far. In a way, and think if it is not actually ideal, more freedom to be a rebel against a system that is rigged against you. I've shared my part. I'll let you do yours. I'm going to the Empress. Thank you very much. Prayer docents. Thank you very much as well, ma. I got your message. The Empress, as usual. Thank you. I'm going to take one or two calls, and then I have an announcement, by the way. We said that on Mayegun's Diary Political through the Yoruba Union organization, the Igbimoma Jakobaje Ile Yoruba, that some of us here are member of. Okay, so we are proposing that we should maybe send out some support, this time food, to at least 1,000 Yorubas in Yoruba land across some communities in Yoruba land. 1,000 people or more. We are looking into, we are proposing that, okay? And as some people have already said that, and listen, you know me, when people say, Mayegun, let's do this, all I have to do is to throw it open, okay? And then I give it every support I can. So if all of us feel like we have been talking about all this wahala, this poverty, this or that, blah, 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 and somehow we would like to reach out to the this period before Christmas or before any of the festive period this month, I would like to hear from you, okay? And if we decide to, then we will raise the fund from our platform that we normally use for this purpose. And I am going to, if we agree to go ahead, okay, I am going to open it up with ₦1 million, which is going to come from our own purse, okay? So if we decide to raise this money, I can tell you that we can launch it with ₦1 million cash, which is available right now. Or if we choose that, if majority says no, okay, so be it. In a way, I know nobody, I mean, majority won't say no. But let's just have a word around that. I'm going to go make myself another cup of tea. And when I get back, yeah, I will take the calls. Okay, we're not so many tonight, but it is fruitful. I've poured out my mind, and I hope for every one of you who are just joining me, you will take a time and watch this from the start again. But don't go anywhere. I will be back to take a few calls tonight.
onye du aịkọ o meriwo n'izu onye ya abakarị mama dawụra ụlọ pụrụ imeri Nnamdi win the war Python that's one Python that's two na Python that's three ụlọ pụrụ imeri Nnamdi win the war Python that's one Python that's two na Python that's three ụlọ pụrụ imeri Nnamdi bụ onye du aịkọ o meriwo n'izu mbiro ya abakarị mama ndawụra unu apụghị imeri Nnamdi win the war Python that's one Python.
Waiting on the Supreme Court on that. We are waiting for the day the Supreme Court is going to say they want to speak on the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Olato Kumbo, is that you still there?
I'm still here, always.
Talks, Baba, how are you?
Brother Dilo,
Brilliant.
you know, the last time we came to London, and there were a bit of skirmishes at the event. You know, say, because of you, I said the last time I came to London,
Right.
and we had a bit of skirmish at our event in London.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a bit of enemies from that. But I keep telling them that I'm a different breed. I fight what I believe in, and I believe what I want to believe in.
That's right.
And I asked the guy the question. I said, "Do I have the choice to do that?" He now said, "We need choice." Okay, then honor and respect my choice.
That's right.
My ego is speaking the truth. That is the truth. Now listen to me. That is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Now honor him. Don't fight him. Why don't you take your time to listen to him and honor his own truth and what he believes in? I was of a different perspective 7 years ago, and I caught up on a chap called Mr. Badero, and I said, "Who the hell is this guy?" I even called my dad. My dad was like, "Oh wow, that is you know."
That was the thing. I was always angry. Like people will even send me and say, "Mike, why are you always angry?" I'm like, that's the way I want to express myself. It doesn't mean that I'm always angry. You know what I mean? Like I just don't know. I couldn't make sense of why they are punishing us or making us go through this hell. And I was new in the UK, and everything I was seeing just makes me angry.
Your annoyance was a breed of what I was annoyed about. But I knew this annoyance a long time ago. Like I keep on telling you, it's a lot of more. You have seen my picture and everything. Mm-hmm. I grew up in VI. I went to Corona School in Victoria Island. I went to FGC or the Bolini Ilue. Those who know me and know my voice will know who's talking. You understand? But it doesn't bother me at all because I just call you I forget that.
Eventually.
I keep telling you that when I saw things that, and when I saw you that, I saw the vexation in people. And you know, that day that you came to the event in London, mm-hmm. I was really looking forward to see the reaction of people towards you. And I saw it for real. I'm like, wow, this is how your life and your children can be in the future. And you're angry with him for people who don't even care about you. Michael, I don't realistically, let me tell you the truth, brother. What's in my peer playing Eto on a neutral day. Okay. There's a lady that called, I think it was a day or two ago, and said, Michael, I really called to thank you. And you're like, okay, what are you thanking me for? And you're like, okay, Michael, look, she can't say, I just want to thank you. And Michael, Olatokuma is doing that to you tonight. Michael, I just want to thank you. I just say, Michael, Mr. Badero, thank you. Uh-huh. I have a link to you because I studied in your own town, Lubolu. And bear it in mind, let me say this to you, that people don't understand what happens in realistic. That at a point in time that I was in Lubolu, you were in the Bolu. If your voice is correct. But at a point in time, I might have come across you and walked across you in the Bolu town. And now,
you see that Fego, yeah? That time, if you were around there, if you are there around 90, 91, 92, 93, 95, yeah, any of those years, by the way, okay, you will remember that, what do we call it, federal, Omi Federal, like water corporation. It's not water corporation, it's so next to your school. That big one. Sure, you remember now? When we were so young. So that usually is was the place where those of you who are running away from school, coming to town. And some of us who have to come with our bath to fetch water. We are talking about, I'm talking about 15, 20 kilometers away from my house. So I have to come there, fetch the water. Do you remember? It's like the back of your school.
I bought Amala for you 30 years ago.
Bless you. Talks, Baba. Anyway, it's just a small word. And yeah,
thank you so much. Like I said, that auntie came and said, thank you. I will say thank you to you. Thank you, my brother. God bless you.
And you too. Now that's Olato Kumbo calling in from London. Okay. So the line is still very much opened. Okay. And hang on. If you have been watching all this while, okay, that means that you probably enjoy this conversation, don't you? Now, if you do, you can take a moment and just like the broadcast, share it if you haven't, and even subscribe if you haven't. They are just to show that you probably would like to be back. Just saying. So I have another caller on the line. Here we go. Hello there.
Good evening, good afternoon, Michael.
A good evening and afternoon to you over there. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
Well, I'm surviving. Thanks for asking. So you're alive.
I want to add more to what the first caller just said.
Olatokunbo, yeah.
Olatokunbo said, I want to say thank you. May God continue to be with you and reward you.
Amen. Àmín. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
That's the few things we can do to help whoever we think we can help. You see, everything you talk about today, when it comes to infrastructure, roads, education, healthcare, those are the things those are the stuff that take people out of poverty.
At least it might be little. If they use them right, we won't be this poor.
When you have a basic amenity, your sense of belonging will be different.
That's right.
The way you think will be different. Is it because you live in a third country? We want it to be. We want
same
to
thing
be like that.
I bet you don't deserve any.
We won't deserve it, but people don't see it. When you talk about education, and to go Sumara Luju, local government
is local government.
Governor ṣe ní láti wá sí state yẹn. Once local government chairman bá ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ̀gbẹ́ kó ṣe ṣe.
But local government ló máa ensure pé ọjà wà orderly, the street is clean,
right.
The refuse are collected, the primary schools are supported.
Right. Nígbà tí local government chairman wá ti ní ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà lẹ́yìn kò kàn ẹ́ o. Ó ti gbowó ilé tó gba, ó ti relocate kúrò ń bẹ̀, ó ti kúrò ní.
Ó ti ẹ̀gbẹ́ ń bẹ̀ mọ́ kò gbé local government yẹn mọ́.
Ó ti kúrò lọ́gbà, ó ti lọ ra ilé sí Banana Island. So àmọ̀rí ò bá àkú ló fi ṣe. Which is unfair.
It is.
Níjọ́ kan ṣá. Ká máa bá àwọn people one way or the other. But there will be a day wọn ní ronú pé nǹkan táwọn ti ṣe sẹ́yìn. Ní oúnjẹ àwọn yìí o. Gbogbo owó náà tán àkọ́yà tán ń ṣe bó ṣe wọ́n ẹ̀. Wọ́n mú lọ anywhere now.
rí bó ṣe ń kú bí pẹ́pẹ́yẹ ni. Pẹ́pẹ́yẹ gan last jù wọ́n
Wọ́n
lọ.
mú lọ
If
anywhere
you look
now.
at some of them, the way they die, you just be like, kí ló dé tí ó yẹ sáré kú? Kí ló ṣe?
Right.
Because they don't even pay attention to this healthcare. They don't care about it. But they print out manifestos. They print out different flyers about healthcare, education, but they don't invest in them.
They don't. They only tell you this is what we want to do to gain people's trust. Then when they get into the office now, they do something otherwise. Tell you just around politicians Desmond
Idiot,
people once you join them, you join the bad wagon.
System
you know, I had someone that is pretty much close to him one day. Do you know the very first time someone in Nashville? I'm just sharing a little bit of my experience with the Bible.
Right.
Do you know that man do you know within 2 hours, Maego, effect is more than 200 houses.
Wow.
I saw something that day that amazed me. NES, when the generator wá sí ẹnu òpó kọ̀ọ̀kan tán dẹ̀ power tó power iná ilé kọ̀ọ̀kan.
Wow.
So God who made me. Ṣé àwọn nǹkan tó wà amaze mi nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo sọ fún yín sìn? Wọ́n pa lock generator yẹn.
Wọ́n fílẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó ń ràn ni.
Wọ́n pílẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó ń ràn ni. From morning to now, that light took them 3 days láti reinstall. Throughout the 3 days, àwọn NES ń wá síbẹ̀ wá rí fuel generator yẹn. Because wọ́n mọ̀ pé táwọn people yóò bá níná. There's a lot of things tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ilé yẹn.
A lot ló lè ṣẹlẹ̀. Ẹlòmíì wà lórí nǹkan kan tó yẹ pé iná yẹn ló fi ń mínú ilé tó ra wà tẹ́yìn rí bí ilé yẹn o. Tó yẹ pé tí iná yẹn bá yẹ kú báyìí tó bá tètè dá padà báyìí òkú máa sùn lọ ni. And all these things matter, but in Naija, they don't care.
Wọ́n ò care. Now let me share my personal experience with you.
Please.
I have 2 kids. One of my kids is a sickle cell. Their mother is no more.
Wow,
I cannot take care of this little girl. I have to take her back to Nigeria. But before then, I register her here.
Okay.
Do you believe me that every single month, that girl has been in Nigeria now for over 5 years old.
Wow.
Every single month, I'm saying there.
What's medical can supply? Wow.
I'm not lying to you.
You are not, because I know. See, even you in America, in America, to pay owó tẹ̀yìn náà lórí healthcare ń bẹ̀ yẹn bàbá ní àwa ọ̀fẹ́ ní níbí. It's the same here.
Every single month, non-send ogun, non-send ogun. Wọ́n tún fún wọn lówó gbígbà. So I have to be shipping the money. I have to be shipping the prescription to Nigeria every single month. So the only thing don't lack in during the checkup, I have to go back to Nigeria, pick the lady up, bring her back here for medical checkup, and take her back.
Yeah. And ìlú yìí ni mo ti mọ̀ wípé àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ní kí ló ti ń pè àwọn tí wọ́n máa ń ṣe insulin àbí kí ló máa tún fún wọn yẹn náà, right? Like kókò máa gún rẹ̀ lábẹ́rẹ́ báyìí, like ìlú yìí ni mo ti mọ̀ pé àwọn máa ní serious health care.
Àwọn tó ní sugar
low level sugar or something ẹ ti get nsìn like ìlú yìí mo ti mọ̀ pé oyè yín sìn àwọn èèyàn máa ní life threatening health problem ó ti yé yín wọ́n dẹ̀ máa live life wọn normally ṣe get nsìn tó yẹ pé because wọ́n ti fi wọ́n sórí line tó yẹ pé àfi tí nǹkan yẹn bá stop lọ́ máa kú àfi tí accident bá dẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ ìyẹn nìkan dẹ̀ ni but ní Nàìjíríà ó ti gbọ́jọ́ kú ni. And people they don't see that way. I want to deserve better. Oh, there.
So just imagine tó lóyún bá lọ sí hospital Nigeria. Mi rírí láyé mi. Ṣé náà wàá tún máa bú pé kí ló ń ṣe? Nígbà tó ń bẹ̀ sùn dá wà ń bẹ̀ ni.
Ìyẹn wá dàbí culture. Ṣé ni dàbí normal thing. Even olóyún kan máa expect pé olóyún mi àmà sọ wípé ẹ bá mi dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn nọ́ọ̀sì yẹn o. Wọ́n náà ìsinmi gan, wọ́n ti ẹ̀ bú mi, wọ́n ti ẹ̀ ṣẹ́ni tó kàn help me. Wọ́n kàn help me. Ẹ máa wọ pé ó jẹ́ lọ dúpẹ́ lọ because that's a shocker. pé o lọ hospital o.
Those are the things you need láti. We
Wọ́n
don't
wá
have
kí
to
ẹ
ask
fún ẹ
for
o.
it.
Wọ́n expect kọ́kọ́ bully ẹ, wọ́n láti bully ẹ. Gàtẹ́ ń ṣe ń kọ́. Tálẹ̀ pè síbẹ̀. Ẹ̀rìn jọ, ẹ̀rìn síwájú jàre.
That's another thing. Michael,
sir,
I met a man about 4 years ago here. That man is a 45 years man.
Wow.
So-called number 150 now.
Wow.
Because when he got here,
Nigeria lead there. The world is leading him. 5-0 ahead.
5-0.
God.
Ahead. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni lọ sí law school. Kò rí n fi ṣe. But God was so kind. He won a visa lottery. He came back here.
Oh.
So what do you intend to do now? Ó fẹ́ lọ máa ṣe nǹkan míì. Ó ní ṣé òun tún lè lọ sún padà ní ìbò lòun ti fẹ́ rówó mú yà. There are grants.
Yes.
Since tó òṣìṣẹ́ owó tíṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe. O pa iná fún. Go to the local go mo sọ fún pé go here. Wọ́n máa fún ẹ lówó wàá padà school yẹn. Mayegun, as I'm talking to you today, this man is an immigration lawyer.
See?
He's doing extremely well. So, ó put in Nigeria ti pa. L'America jí padà 4 years ago.
Equalize ló tún pass yẹn sìn yóò.
So, equalize. If you see this man now, man, testimony ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ nìkan pé ṣé òun rè.
Opportunity yẹn làwọn èèyàn wà understand nílé. They don't understand.
Kò ń ṣe miracle. You can be anything you want. You don't have to know anybody in order for you to
if the system says, if the system says help this kind of people, budget here, kò sí chairman nubẹ tó máa kó yẹn sápò. It goes straight into that project. Tó yẹn bá tán, wọ́n máa kọ síbẹ̀ pé àwọn ti run out of owó. Ṣó yẹ yín sìn. Even ẹ̀yin tẹ́jẹ́ beneficiary wọ́n sọ fún mi pé owó táwọn gbà budget lóṣù yìí kò lè ka oye táwọn máa ń ṣe lọ́dọọdún. Àwọn fẹ́ cut number yẹn. Like you will know that owó yóò lọ sápò ẹnì kankan add the benefits.
Àjọmọ̀rí ni Mayegun.
Etiquette.
Because in my own constituency, níbi tí mò ń gbé ń bí, every single 3 months, no man should town hall meeting. Everybody's opinion matters. For first class to second class opinion. Nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ṣe ń city rè, nǹkan tá a báyìí la fẹ́ ṣe. If I stood up and said no, we can't do it that way, tó fẹ́ náà ẹ ti pọ̀ jù.
Àní wọ́n nígbà yìí Awólọ́wọ̀ sà. Ẹ sà, wọ́n nígbà yìí Awólọ́wọ̀. Ni wọ́n ti gbé idea city hall wá. Ṣòye yín sìn.
Right.
Now, tẹ́ bá wo gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ń sìn. Mo yẹ sáré sọ pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá yẹn ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn o ṣẹgẹt mo fẹ́ kẹ́ sáré scan through ní brain yín apart from Èkó tẹ́tí ń gbọ́ city council ṣe gbọ́ city council anywhere mọ́ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá.
It's nowhere. It's not the same city council they went to the other day.
Òun lọ wá sọ di local government. Bó ṣe mọ̀ pé Èkó náà ní local government. But there is also a city council tó dàbí pé gbogbo wọn láti pàdé ń bẹ̀ àti governor ni o àti councillor ni o àti everybody ni o àtàràlú.
Right.
Ṣé wọ́n ní yẹn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́?
But ó wà ń bẹ̀ but